Our show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I am your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a great show for you all today. Before we get to our special guest, you guys know I cannot do this without my two co-hosts that you can find on CrescentCitySports.com. We got the one and only VK Jones. What's up, VK?
What's going on, everybody? Log on and tag, share, subscribe. The Hash It Out Show on all social media platforms. On Facebook, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And log on to the hashitoutshow.com.
And we got the one and only George Peppers. What's up, GP?
So, JB, episode 155 tonight, 45 away from another benchmark for the Hash It Out show. And before you know it, we're going to be celebrating 200. And this is going to be a very good show tonight. It's Legends Month, and we got us a legend tonight.
Yes, sir, we sure do. The legend we have tonight for you all, ladies and gentlemen, he was a standout high school basketball player at Old Perry Walker, and then was a standout player at the University of New Orleans, three-time all-conference team. His junior season, he was the conference player of the year. He then went on to play basketball overseas, winning multiple championships also. We have the one and only McCalebb. Bo, how you doing? Thank you for
I'm
joining.
I'm good, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, without a doubt, man. We truly appreciate it. Bo, what was it that got you into playing basketball?
Uh, my father was he was a really good basketball player, and he used to take me to the park and shit like that. But I was a football guy. Like I was way better in football, and I wanted to play football. But when I got to Old Perry Walker, they didn't let me play. They told me if you want to play basketball, you have to go to another school. And I already changed. I already had went to Everett for a day. I went to Gretna Junior High for a week, and I and say no. And my mom was like, "Look, this is it." So I had to play basketball.
Was there anybody, any role models you looked up to while you was playing sports?
Yeah, they had a couple from where I was from, like Billy Henderson. Uh, I forgot David last name. It was a bunch of them from where I was from that I looked up to. I didn't really pay attention to what everybody was doing outside of where I was from.
Gotcha. Why did you choose UNO to continue your basketball career and your academic career as well?
I mean, it's a funny story. I didn't choose UNO. I was supposed to go to Oklahoma State out of high school, and when on signing day, I didn't get the phone call. So I was pissed off the whole day at school. I catch, get on the bus after school. I get home, and there are three white dudes in the living room. So I asked my mom. I'm like, Mom, who the hell are these guys? And the coach, one of them. I mean, I learned there was a coach after he hopped up. He said, hi, my name is Monty Tower. I'm the head coach of the University of New Orleans. And my crazy ass, I was like, where the hell is that? I didn't even know we had a university down here.
Indeed.
And then, a week later, I was on UNO campus.
What is your most memorable game at UNO?
Hmm. I don't have one because it was a stretch where I scored 37, 39, 35 all in a row. So I don't really have a favorite. I don't have a favorite moment or a favorite game.
Okay, okay. You went play overseas, and let me just mention a couple of these.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Uh, I hit a game winner at North Texas. I think I was a junior. A guy passed to me from the other side of the court. I don't know how I caught it. I caught it and threw it up, and it went in. I don't know how we won the game, and it helped us in the conference. And another time was, we upset we upset NC State and we upset Colorado that same year.
Wow. You played overseas. I'm just gonna mention a couple of these awards you achieved. Two-time All Euro League second team, two-time Euro League steals leader,
Hmm.
Serbian League champion, Serbian Cup, ABA League champion, two-time LBA champion, two-time Italian Cup winner, Turkish Super League champion, Turkish Cup winner, two-time LBA Finals MVP, LBA MVP. What was it like playing overseas for many years?
You forgot about Eurobasket, man. I got another passport. I
Oh, I
play for
did.
another national team.
My fault. My fault.
Yeah, yeah. It was. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah,
My
what
bad.
was it like playing overseas for many years, being away from family?
I mean, at first it was different because I never been away from my family for that long. I mean, not, let alone be outside of New Orleans. But after about 2 weeks, we started having, being consistent with practice. Going to, chilling with, because you got Americans on your team too. You chilling with your teammates and you get comfortable. And the basketball is the easy part. And once I got comfortable, I mean that was a wrap.
2015, you get a chance to come back home. You are signed by the New Orleans Pelicans. What was that like for you?
Honestly, I didn't like it. I only uh, I only did it because my mom she didn't see me play since I left UNO. So I only did it for her because I think at the time I was coming off an injury. I only did it for her to get in shape. And, because after they cut me, I went overseas the next day. And when I say I didn't like it, because it was many years where I was younger and the Pelicans never reached out. They wait till I'm 33 years old and they want to reach out. I didn't really want to do it, but I just did it for her.
Understandable. Understandable. Before I pass it on to VK Jones, you were inducted into the UNO Hall of Fame in 2023. Tell us about that.
I mean, it didn't really hit me yet, but it's a big accomplishment. Where I come from, small city. To do something like that as basketball is big. But I'm working on my next goal at at UNO. Where I have two of them I'm in the process of doing. I mean, I'm finishing up my degree right now,
Okay.
and I was told once I finish that they will retire my jersey. So in a year from now, y'all may be seeing my jersey get retired. I don't know
Man,
yet.
that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome.
I know.
You're one of the greatest players ever at UNO, and still inside the top 10 of all time scoring in Division 1 history.
Mhm.
Go ahead, VK.
Hey, Bo, man, we appreciate you coming along for the ride tonight and
Hmm.
everything. Thank you so much. First of all, I got to kind of apologize a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because we met at the induction for the UNO Athletic Hall of Fame. I
Really?
announced you and everything and stuff like that. And some people was like, the reason why I said what I said one of the most underrated players, but the reason why I think at the time you played, a lot of people was sleeping on you at the time, but then when you was making your marks and getting your big time games and
Right.
everything, people started opening their eyes and it's like, wait, who is this guy? And it's all of a sudden like now you start to know who Bo McCalebb is.
I
You
mean, it
know,
was that situation. It was different because at UNO, I only played my natural position my freshman year. So that's why, it was difficult for me to, try to make the NBA because I was labeled as I don't have a position. And I just knew how to play because one year at UNO, I played the four. You probably don't know that.
I think I knew you was. I think you were playing in between positions, so I'm not surprised that you was playing the four.
Yeah, I never really got a good chance, to play my real position. And I never got a real shot at the NBA because of that. I didn't get better, at being a point guard again until I turned pro.
Wow. Talking about your time at Old Perry Walker, you was amazing in itself, especially your senior year. You
Hmm.
led the city and the state in scoring. And the thing was, you really carried that team on your back and you wind up getting them into the postseason. What were your thoughts on that senior year? And what was that mindset, especially for yourself and your fellow seniors for Old Perry Walker?
I mean, it was do or die for us because the year before we didn't make it, and it was my last year, and I didn't want to go out like that. So I was like, man, I got to do whatever I got to do to make up for whoever on the team to give us a chance. And I worked at it, and it ended up paying off. We came up short. We came across a Peabody team that was really good. The refs, they gave us the whistle. Even that game, I had 45 and three quarters, and they fired me out all charges.
That's wow.
Yeah, I mean, I
Unbelievable.
mean, it was just crazy, man. It was just crazy.
At that time, I tell you, your team made a huge run late in the year to get in the
Hmm.
postseason. You played against really the eventual state champions, Brother Martin, and you gave them a hell of a time. And I believe you finished with 37 that night. And I mean, you and O'Perry Walker came this close, so possibly pulling off a huge upset.
Now that wasn't me, man. I never played against Brother Martin. Only in summer league in Treme.
Oh, okay,
I never
okay,
played against Brother Martin.
okay. 'Cause I know it was
Hmm.
the first round of playoffs at one point. That
But
I mean,
we played HL Bourgeois at Walker, and that's the game you're talking about.
okay, okay,
That's the game you're talking about.
yes. Just trying to get clarification, but you played a awesome game that night more than anything else. So,
I
you
had
know,
to. I had to. I mean, my last year, Oklahoma State was there. I mean, I had to.
I agree. I understand. I understand. Now, how it was making the adjustment from going from Old Prairie Walker to UNO, especially under head coach Monty Tao.
It was easy, and I tell a lot of young players this. Like, it's all about being comfortable. The situation at UNO, it felt like I was at Walker all over again. My family came to every game. My friends came to every game. We was playing in the HBC that year because it was the hurricane had messed up the arena. So the gym was packed every day, and it was all my people, and we had Paulo from New Orleans, we had Kendall Dice from New Orleans, so we was very comfortable, and it was easy.
I definitely understand y'all had some nice teams. Y'all really made a lot of noise at the time when you played more than anything else. Didn't make the NCAA's, but y'all made things so interesting at the University of New Orleans. Very competitive teams in itself, and like you mentioned, you had some big wins in your career and especially those years. I tell you, the Monty Towel years was pretty interesting in itself at the University of New Orleans.
Yeah, that my first year with Monty Tao, we lost. We was one game away from making the tournament. We lost to UIL with Orion Green and Southall and Larry Bridges from Carver. I mean, they were just better than us, and we made it to the championship game, and they just beat us, and that was the closest that we ever got to making the tournament and getting the rank.
Well, it seemed like you set the tone for a lot of local players. There's been some nice local players coming through there, but especially for yourself, as Algiers being a place that players coming in making an impact, you set the tone, and all of a sudden, years later, Lamont Burzat steps in from Landry Walker, and
Hmm.
then now you have Turk Vincent that came from Landry Walker as well, making an
Hmm.
impact. And you don't know how it feels that Algiers basketball being on the map, especially at UNO.
I mean, it feels good. I mean, I wish they recruited more in LJS because they had a lot of players that they missed. And like I said, they didn't recruit me, so I thought it would be different now, and maybe different with the new coach they got coming in because we have a lot of talent in our area, and they need to pay attention to it in the future because I think we have some players in that area, not only in Algiers, like in New Orleans in general, that can really help that university. Like certain
Well,
players you can't let leave. They got lucky with me, but certain players you can't let leave. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to keep them here.
and I think it's going to be interesting with the new head coach, Stacey Hollowell.
Hmm.
I mean, a national champion coach out of Loyola coming back to New Orleans to coach UNO. I
Hmm.
really think he's going to really recruit locally and everything else. I think the direction might be going up for the privateers. What you think?
I think he's gonna do well because you met him before. He's really good with people. He knows the talent in this area. He knows the talent overseas. Like he got a lot of connections. He have a attractive style of play. They get up and down. Whoever get the ball off the rim, they get up and down. He lets you play in space as long as you discipline. And I think that's going to be good because what we've been watching for the last 3-4 years over there. It,
Understandable. Yes,
mhm.
I definitely understand and know.
I
But
think I think I think he's gonna do well, and I think he's gonna get some players in there that a lot of people don't think will have a chance to get.
yeah, absolutely. Actually, this last question, and I'll pass it on to George Peppers. Um, I mean, you really love and cherish your Algiers area more than anything else.
Hmm.
And we've seen some great things in the city of Algiers that Perry Walker and Landry merged to become Landry Walker. A lot of state championships coming through there, but a lot of great history from that time. Even at the time, Perry Walker went to their first state championship berth in the Superdome and everything else. But then all of a sudden, Landry Walker winning the state championship, but not just that, a historic night for
I
the
mean,
city of Algiers.
yeah,
So,
I mean, you can say Landry. I mean, you can say Perry Walker because I don't mess with Landry, and all of them know that. I have good friends there. I have players that coach there, but the rivalry is real. Like I don't really care for Landry. Like I really care for
understand.
Landry at all. The rivalry is real, and it's still to this day. When I see players that I played against from my past, they still bring it up. We used to kick y'all ass. They still bring it up because they had a damn good team.
Mhm.
They had a damn
Absolutely.
good team.
And you gotta really like that history, in all sports, but especially basketball. I mean,
Hmm.
with yourselves and the car and Landry, I mean, what a time for that kind of basketball, especially in that Algiers area.
Yep. I mean, back then it was tough. I mean, it ain't like it is now. Or 30. I mean, how many teams make the playoffs now? Every team in the district.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Just
Yeah, I mean, if you get hot, you could be the worst team. You get hot right now, you'll have a chance. Like back then, you don't even get a chance to get in the playoffs.
Mm-mm.
They taking the top 8 teams. That's it.
and I think now more than anything else, they have the power rankings, but I think the way things are set up now, it's starting to get close to the regular five classes once again because now you got better matchups than
Hmm.
we ever had in years, especially since the split and all that stuff.
It ain't getting
So
close
Right,
to the five classes. It's just we do have better matchups, but we want the five classes, and so we can have the best of the best
right.
still.
I don't think them power rankers. I don't think they're accurate at all. I think they just got somebody just making it. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think.
no, that's understandable.
So VK
It's
gonna
your
agree with you on that one. I promise.
yeah, I do. I can understand because but I'm like, I always say power rankings was probably the best thing because they've been over the years before the power rank. We didn't had some controversial things that happened in postseason, and
Yeah,
it's
like
like
number one, John Everett versus number two Hammond in the second round. Yeah.
I
exactly
mean, the referees up north, you're not winning outside of New Orleans unless you're in the top eight at Lake Charles or wherever they play the top eight at. I mean, they're not letting you win. A team from New Orleans, you're not winning up north. You're not. They're not letting it
well,
happen.
well, that has changed over the years
Yeah,
because
it changed
it's
now,
changed
but you know how it
tremendously.
was back then. You're not winning out there. I don't
Yeah,
care how
back
good your
then,
team
yeah,
is.
you're right. You're
You know,
absolutely right.
Carver, they, the year they won it, they did, they did some big stuff. They was able to break that. But most of the teams from here that went out there to play, nobody went out there.
Right, absolutely right. George Peppers.
Well, McCalebb, first off, thank you for taking the time for joining us on Legends Month. Thank you for making time to join us tonight. You, sir, are one of the best players at UNO that I've ever seen. I mean, there's arguments that could be made for two other guys, Liddell Eccles and Irvin Johnson. But you were transcendent to me, and watching you play and watching you grow the way you did.
Hmm.
I want to start with what you
Wait,
said
you
earlier
a
about
UNO guy?
my brother is the play-by-play voice for UNO.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, my youngest brother, he's the play-by-play voice for UNO baseball,
oh,
and
okay, okay,
he does some women's basketball.
okay.
Anyway, but yeah, he does a heck of a job, and yeah, that's my ties to UNO as my brother.
Right, right.
Um, uh, all right, but I want to take you back to something you said earlier, and I want you to expound. You said Oklahoma State was your first choice, and they never showed up. When they didn't show up, and you signed with UNO and Monty Tao, when you got on campus, where you were like, "I'm playing with a chip on my shoulder," because that, to me, watching you play, it felt like, and now knowing what we know about Okie State not showing
Mhm.
up, uh, do you feel like you played with a little bit of an edge, a chip on your shoulder
I mean, that's
throughout your
that's the,
career at
that
UNO?
that's me. That's me every time I play. Like I feel like I'm the best.
Okay.
I'm the best player on the floor. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna do whatever I can to prove it. That's anytime I step on the floor, even until this day. That's just how I am. That's just how I am. And
Hmm.
I use it a little
And
bit
UNO was
because. Mhm. Say it again. I
Go
didn't
ahead,
hear you.
George. Go ahead, George.
no. I didn't mean to interrupt. I wanted to finish your point. I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was saying, man.
Go ahead, George.
We were talking about playing with an edge, a chip on your shoulder.
I mean that's the way I always played because I started playing against grown men when I was like 14 years old, and I wasn't the guy coming off the bench. I was one of the guys
Hmm.
playing against grown men. I mean, if you consistently playing against that type of talent, no matter how good I was at the time. I mean, I ain't had no choice but to get better and gain confidence and confidence and confidence because when you're going against them grown men, I mean, I came across Hollis Price, I came across Quantas White, I came across a lot of great players, and they helped me. I mean, they helped me get better. I figured out where I
Hmm.
was at. That's just the way I operate. Even to this day, if I go play against some players to this day, it's the same
Hmm.
thing.
Who did you pattern your game after? When you came up
Huh.
at Abramson and whatnot, watching a lot of young players and a lot of incredibly good players, who did you most pattern your game after? And like, I want to be like that guy and really play like him. Who was that guy for you?
It was two of them, Dwayne Wade and Iverson. It was two of those two.
Okay,
Growing up, that's the two
I
guys I
can
was
buy
kind of
that.
like. I couldn't, can't pick Jordan
Nothing
because he's
wrong with naming those
unrealistic.
two guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's unrealistic. I mean, can't pick Jordan.
Well, I mean, Michael's Michael. Let's
Yeah,
call
but
that for what it is, right?
Yeah, but D
You know.
Wade and Iverson, I mean, the way I play is similar to them in the way they maneuver, maneuver, get to the basket, get to their spots, the way they move, somewhat similar. I mean, I tried. I
Hmm.
tried.
And if, well, I mean, I mean, look, you're your own person. You were a heck, like I said, you were a heck of a basketball player. It was fun to watch you play and really do good things on the lakefront. Talk about what Monty Tao meant to you as a head coach. If I remember, and he was your head coach at UNO at the time you were there. Talk about what he meant to you uh, as a person, and how much did he really help your growth as a player and as a person?
He meant a lot. I mean, he helped me tremendously as a player, you know, as a man because when I first got on campus, I was a knucklehead, and he put me on the right path. He put me out of practice a lot of times. Like he one of the guys that we was at a tournament in Louisville, and like nobody likes to watch film because you show all your mistakes. We were watching film, and he was getting on me, getting on me, getting on me, and me, young, no better. I said something back to him, and he was like, "That's the attitude right there. Any team you go try out for, they're gonna cut your ass." And like after that day, I just started to take it serious. And like Monty Tao is one of the big reasons why I was able to go overseas. I think, in my opinion, because my agent Eric Flasher, Monty Tao set me up with him when I was a freshman on campus. So I had been talking to him since I was 18. And when I finished
What?
school, I
Hmm.
signed with them, and me and that agent still have the relationship until this day. Like I mean, I
Hmm.
love Coach Tower. I wish he would stay longer, just like all the other coaches that left us out to dry. Because I had 3 or 4 coaches in 4 years, 5 years.
Hmm.
Like nobody stayed, and I don't know why.
I mean, to be
But
fair,
but
there
but
was
Monty by far is my favorite, by
that's
far.
yeah, because he felt like the disciplinarian of the bunch. You know, he really had things in line at UNO. And yeah, I'm with you. I regret. I can imagine he could have stayed longer and everything. When the opportunity to play in Europe came up, and I can tell you, I've seen a lot of Euro baskets and and all that. When the opportunity presented itself, how seriously did you take it? Because I could tell you, they get 15, 16-year olds play on those professional teams. And the talent pool in Europe, you already know how good it is. Talk
Hmm.
about how easy it was for you to go.
I mean, I ain't gonna say it was easy. Uh,
Okay.
when I was a sophomore, I was a sophomore. I got freshman of the year. I had a really good year. So going, he sent me to John Lucas for the summer. I worked out for John Lucas. When I got back to campus, when I got back home, he this was the first time he was like, "Hey, I have a friend, and I don't know what country he said. I didn't know about none of that at the time. He said, I got a friend. They want to sign you for 300,000." But I wasn't hearing what he was saying because I didn't understand. He said, you can leave school now. He said, I have a friend that want to sign you for 300,000, but I didn't know how that stuff went. So as time passed, after my last game at UNO, I worked out for a couple teams, but I ended up playing on Sacramento Kings Summer League.
Hmm.
But I didn't get no minutes at all. But one game they put me in the game for like maybe 10 minutes, and I had like 12 points. And that day, I signed with a team in Turkey. That's how it happened,
Yeah, and to tell you
and I never
about
looked back.
no, because he had a really stellar career in Turkey and in Europe. And look, the competitive basketball that's played there, there are some elite outfits. Greece had a team that just won Eurobasket this past year, Panathinaikos. They
Oh,
won it over.
they won the EuroLeague. They knocked us out of the
They
Final
did.
Four one year.
Yes, they did. They've won
My
like 18
Kendrick
titles.
Nunn team.
Yeah, from UNL. I think was it UNLV. I think Kendrick Nunn. I
Kendrick
think
Nunn come from the Miami Heat.
Miami. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. But yeah, no, I was thinking about where he went to college. I didn't. I
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
was with the
what
Heat.
college he went to.
That no, I was thinking. I thought he was a Vegas guy, but I might be wrong. Anyway, but yeah, the competitive aspect of Europe. Um, it was talk about the greatness of some of the players that you ran up against. You mentioned Kendrick Nunn. Any other players that really stood out to you during your tenure in Europe?
Nah, I say Kendrick Nunn name because you mentioned Panathinaikos. I never played against him. But yeah, they have Spanulis, Diamantidis,
Mhm.
Navarro. I can go on and on and on
Right.
all day. They had a bunch of
They were.
great players over there. You know, a lot of those players that never wanted to come to the NBA that did really good over there. Like I played against all those guys. Like one thing about overseas, you're gonna learn how to work and you're gonna learn how to play.
That's true. And Vasily Spanoulis, you mentioned, is now the head coach of the Greek national team that is going to the Olympics in a
Yeah,
couple of weeks' time.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, he that just shows you how good of a, you know how brilliant he is. He was out
mhm,
of playing basketball 1 year. He went to a team called I think Peristy or something in Greece. He took them to the Final Four of the Euro Challenge his
mhm.
first year. Then he go to coach the national team. After the national team, he about to be coaching some big EuroLeague team now. Like it's crazy. Like that changed so quick, and he's already considered a great coach already, and he only been
Well,
coaching 2 years.
exactly. And I am Greek, so I've got a little partiality to it.
Oh, you Greek?
Family was born. Yes, sir.
Oh, all right, all right, all right,
Family was born and raised there. I wasn't. I was an American kid. I was born in America.
all right. So
But
so so you Panathinaikos or Olympiacos? Which one you?
Panathinaikos. Man, look,
Oh, all right,
Bo,
all right.
I'm the only one in my family that's for Panathinaikos.
That's
My
crazy.
brother, my two brothers, my dad, my mom are all for Olympiacos. It is a war in this household when it comes to
Yeah,
those two teams getting together on the basketball court
yeah.
or on the soccer field. It's I don't want to say civil war because that's a little too exaggerant, but yeah,
Hmm.
it gets kind of heated around here. Like how could you go for that team? I'm like, they're
Yeah,
better.
but it's good times for you now. Panathinaikos, they got a really good coach over there. They came from
Hmm.
FS, and he built a good team because before that, Olympiacos was running stuff in Greece.
They were. And Panathinaikos, they lost some guys, but they were able to recoup, and they won the EuroLeague title this year against their perennial power in Real Madrid. And Real Madrid wins a lot. Look, you know this when playing in Europe. The Spanish teams are
Hmm.
elite. Barcelona, Real,
Yeah,
those guys they do the work every year, and they're
yep,
usually in the Final Four.
yep. Because Olympiacos they were up 2-1, 2-0 in the Greek finals this year, and
Yep,
Panathinaikos came back and beat them
chase
one
them
two in a
down.
row.
Yes, they did. Yes,
Yeah.
they did. They chased them down. Look, Eurobasket. We could talk about this all night, but uh, I want to. You still follow the UNO program now to this day? I mean, they now have a new head coach and Stacey
Hmm.
Hollowell. VK touched on it earlier. Do you still keep ties with UNO and with basketball? And how closely have you followed this program since you've gotten away?
I mean, I follow them, but I mean, I was feeling like a person like a lost child. Like I did so much for UNO
Mm,
and receive nothing in return. That's how I was feeling for the last couple of years. And I go around, but I stopped
okay,
going around because I didn't feel right. But like now,
totally
you
understand.
know, but now I may go around more now. I mean, it was some stuff going on before. I prefer not to go around, but now I'll maybe go around more because I know basketball, and I have connections too, like, with players and all of that stuff. And like you said, the last couple of years, I wasn't a part of what they had going on, and I was pissed off about that. I was pissed off about that.
With
But
the
now I'm just
volatility,
focused.
and we're not going to mention exactly, but
I'm listening.
go ahead, Bo.
I'm listening.
No, I was No, I was saying, and we're not going to mention the volatility because I happen to know some things that have happened over the last few years on the lakefront, and now with Stacey Hollowell, it seems like he's going to reach out to the alumni and get their support and really dig in and get guys like you, Liddell, um, teams, players that contributed to UNO and did a lot of things for them. Seems like Stacey Hollowell is going to make a very concerted effort to bring the alumni back to the forefront, and that to me, Bo, is a very positive step for him to really win the city over.
I think you're right. I had a lot of positive conversations with Stacy when he got the job, and years prior. Even years ago. Like I always have good conversations with Stacy because he really know the game, and
Hmm.
he really know how this stuff goes. And everybody, like you say, everybody in New Orleans love him. So it's just a matter of
Hmm.
time before he get the people he want there. Because it's his first year. His first year, you
It
might
is.
miss out on players you want. But when he get his people there, I think they're gonna be really good.
Get out of
I'm
the
hoping
way.
they're
They're
gonna
going to
be
be
really
the, they're
good
going to
because
be
I'm
the
tired of
crux.
I'm tired of seeing my school lose like that.
I know. I mean, and then the last few years, the team was really mediocre. To be honest, uh, let's just call it for what it is. They were very mediocre, and I think this is a breath of fresh air that Stacey Hollowell's the head coach. But what UNO fans and those that have not been to the lakefront, get out there. His brand of basketball, you're going to want to watch. They play a fast-paced kind of game. They defend. They pressure the basketball. This is going to be fun times on the lakefront, Bo. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are too.
Yeah, he got like I went over there a couple times. He got some guys over there though. A lot of people gonna be surprised of this UNO this year.
Hmm.
He got some guys over there. I sat there and watched him work. Like he got some guys over there.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be better this year. And how much? What does that mean? And reflection, the schedule came out today for UNO. Man, I have not had a chance to look at it. Having a late work day and all, so I'll get a chance to peruse it. But my last question to you, um, how can I? I mean, trying to see how I could phrase it now to make it right. Um, when you left UNO, like you mentioned, Sacramento had gave you a little cup of coffee in the summer league.
Hmm.
But were there any other entities that showed any semblance of interest in you? Because to me, that was a fallacy. For the record, we'll say I thought you deserved a better chance at the NBA than you did get.
Hmm.
I just want you to expound on that. I know what happened in Sacramento with the summer league. Talk about the experience of having chances to play and whatnot. And did you think it was a fair chance that you got?
Now, I mean, I can't be mad because I still ended up being, a great player and having a good career. So I can't be mad about that. But it is what it is. I mean, I don't think I got a fair chance because I didn't play my natural position consistently. Like I can
Hmm.
really score. So if you got a coach coming in there for 1 year, oh, this guy can score. He don't care if you're a point guard. You're gonna be a two. You're gonna be in a position to score all day. So I think that's what it was like, a gift and a curse. Like me scoring all of those points, it got
Right.
me. It opened a lot of doors, got me to play overseas, things like that. But before that, like I was a real natural point guard, and that got changed in high school. Well, changed my mindset in high school. Coach told me at Walker. Coach told me, he said, if you keep passing the ball, you're gonna sit right next to me. So I was like, okay, he might be lying.
Huh.
So I kept passing. And where y'all think I was at?
Right next to him.
And so I had to,
On the
switch my
bench,
mind. I always knew
right
how to
next to him.
score, and always picked my times when to score. But at Walker, it was like, no, you gotta try to score every time. And that made me a better scorer, but it didn't help me as far as getting a fair chance at the league.
Go ahead, VK. I know you got another question for Bo.
Gotta ask you this.
Keep it.
Gotta ask you this, Bo. At the time when you played at Old Prairie Walker, I mean, some unbelievable talent at that time. You mentioned two of my guys, Aquinas White and Hollis Price.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Purple Knight graduate, and I went to school with those guys.
And
And go ahead,
no, like
yeah,
when y'all asked me a question about the overseas thing earlier.
right,
I didn't know nothing about overseas. Hollis was the first person I called about it, and he was like, he told me, "Yeah, I think you should do this. This is what you need to do. You need to do this." And I took his word. And after that talk, I made a decision to go overseas.
awesome. You look at Quanis and Hollis, and then also you DJ Augustine and Ryan Brock, Corey Bloom, and also you also look at a lot of these great talented players all over the city at the
Mm-hmm.
time you played, but also a potentially great Landry team that didn't happen because of Katrina, especially with
Mm-hmm.
Robin Wallace and also Nate Roche
Right.
and
Right.
everything.
Right.
Tell us about that great talent of basketball at that time when you played, because I'll tell you, there was some hot basketball down here overall in the city of New Orleans.
Yeah. At that time, like it wasn't like it is now. I mean, these young kids are too friendly. I'm not about to post a guy that I just played against or I'm about to play against. That's not happening. Like we were so competitive where we didn't want to lose. And I think that's what made all of us the players we are. We found out a way, to get the best of the matchup and do whatever we can to help our team win. Because all those guys you named were great players. I mean, it's a lot of guys that I didn't name. And I'm gonna say this now. I don't want y'all to feel no type of way because I didn't mention our name. It's a lot of y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. I mean, I respect everybody. I respect all players, good or bad. I respect players. I just couldn't think of all of them. But I think back then we just was so competitive that nobody wanted to lose. Like nobody wanted to lose, and I think that's why basketball was that way. And we had some teams that was, you know, a lot better than other teams, but those teams that wasn't better, they came to play. They wanted to beat them. Or we want to beat Brock. Or we want to beat DJ. Or we want to beat Rod Wallace. Like that's how it was back then. And I think that's why it was so good, and that's why we had a lot of good players at that time, a lot of tough players at that time. Because now it messed me up a lot. Now college coaches consider toughness as a skill. And we from New Orleans. We was known as the tough guys. But now today, college coaches consider toughness a skill. That's crazy.
And tough
Beyond crazy.
That's crazy.
and toughness is supposed to be more of a
In
mindset.
you.
It's supposed
Yes.
to be a mindset,
Yes.
not no skill.
Yes.
Toughness
Yes.
is more. It's like toughness comes from here. Because the thing is, if you can't step up when when things come down the hill, when stuff hit the fan, it's
Yep.
like, bruh, like how I'm gonna put you in the game in this situation and you shrivel up. No,
Right.
we need you ready,
Right.
especially when you have that heart and toughness.
Right.
And it's amazing, like as this state is like more of a football type of state, but at the same time, oh, we got some hoopsters out here that are tough as nails.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. But like a lot of the kids, most of the kids here, they're very talented. Like very talented, but they don't have that shit that beat in the middle of your chest.
Yeah.
And you
That's
need
true.
that. Like you really need that.
Mhm.
Like right now, we probably have the most talent that we done had in a while.
Oh, I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree.
We probably
But
have the most talent that we had in a while. But if you ain't got that beating in the middle of your chest, it's gonna be difficult for you.
Sound like you're gonna be a coach one day, the way you're talking.
Huh?
Sound like you're gonna be a coach one day, the way you're talking.
Why everybody keep telling me that?
But you just don't know what God could put in you, brother. It might be a calling, brother. You just don't, because you have not just the knowledge of the game and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. You've been in them trenches and you
Mm-hmm.
have that tendency and you know how to win. So it's something that you might wind up teaching kids or maybe help them out along the way. Who knows? Like you said, you're gonna be try to go back to UNO a lot more. So might can open something up sooner or later. But I can see you being a coach the way where we're conversating right now, even when I really met you in person. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, it's like when I hear that, it's like I see somebody that's gonna be a coach or somebody that's gonna be some kind of a guidance counselor to the next generation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I train kids a little bit. You know, I train kids a little bit, but it's crazy. Everybody's keep telling me I'm gonna be a coach, and I'm the person that said I'll never be a coach. But I'm leaning towards coaching. Like one of the main reasons that I'm finishing up my degree now. If things go well, I'll be finishing the summer, and who knows? Who knows?
And I think you will get there, man. I think you will. We talked about it. Like I said, I finished last year from Nichols. I went through, I had to finish 30 hours in a year, and I done that. So I know you're gonna finish it off. And I wish you the best in your future endeavors going forward, my brother.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Bo, one more question and we get you out of here.
Hmm.
We spoke about the talent of basketball here in the city. It's a lot of talent, but recently we've had a lot of our best talent transfer to schools in other states. A lot of talk from people in the AAU circuit getting these kids to transfer to other schools in other states, like a IMD Academy, a DMI Academy, a League
Hmm.
Academy. What are your thoughts about all of that?
I think the problem with that is you got to go somewhere where you want it, and go somewhere that fits you, that fit the way you play. You can't go nowhere just because, oh, this North Carolina or oh, this Florida. No, like Florida, not for everybody. Like you can be a good ass player, and you just mention Nichols and go to Nichols and probably do the same type of things I did. Like you never know. You gotta go. You go where you want it. Go where you're gonna have a real chance to play, and somewhere that it fits you. I think a lot of them, they just look at the name of the school, and like you said, they're transferring after 1 year. Now they going down, 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 trying to figure out, what's going on. Where you should have did that, what you should have did in the first place. Like like players are smart. Like if you're not good enough to go to Kansas, if you're not good enough to go here, that. So why try to go there?
Most definitely. Bo McCalebb, man, we thank you for joining us. This was truly fun, truly a pleasure, my friend.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me, bro.
No problem, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Bo McCalebb, UNO Hall of Famer, one of the greatest basketball players ever to grace the court at UNO. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to talk about one little subject when we come back, and then we'll close it out here on the Cash It Out show.
Welcome to Bayou AV Security. My name is Rusty Mathern, proud owner and operator. We specialize in providing top-notch audio solutions, advanced security cameras, reliable internet services, and stunning permanent holiday lighting. At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. We are locally owned and conveniently located on the West Bank. As a fully licensed business, we take pride in delivering quality service you can trust. You can see our exceptional work showcased in the parade of homes. Experience the Bayou difference firsthand. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
Welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones and George Peppers. Y'all just don't know when my headphones battery die, it goes straight to this computer. There's no way to turn the volume down. It's just so loud. That's why I'm like this right now. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it, everybody. But let's get to it. I'm gonna make it. It is so loud, bro. I hear myself. I hear all y'all.
I think the
Woo!
commercial is real loud too, man.
Boy, the
Longest
commercial
It
hit
commercial
is.
we
hard.
ever had.
That commercial hit.
Man,
Ah,
dude, you can. I'm like this. That I love that kind of commercial. 'Cause guess what? You can probably have to go to the men's room right quick, or get a water or something, and come right back. You know, thanks to
By you
Bayou
audio
Audio
and
and
video.
Video.
Yeah,
Appreciate the plug in the commercial, man. Awesome.
definitely. All right, guys. One topic I want to talk about real quickly. We mentioned on our show not too long ago, to be honest with you, about these high school players who are transferring to these schools. We talked about Shakai Desdunes, who's the best female basketball player now, would have been, because Jada Reesar just graduated. She would have been the best player in the state. She's going to DMI Academy in Florida to finish out her last 2 years. We talked about Chris Cenac from Newman, and I think he's going to a school in St. Louis. Um, what's our boy name from Carver, VK?
Dejan
John.
Leatherman.
Leatherman. He's going finish his senior year at a school in Texas. There's somebody else from Newman. I'm forgetting his name. And then today, Cy Merritt from St. Aug is going to Link Academy. And it's funny because this is happening from all the select schools. If you look at it, these are all select schools that these players are being taken away from.
Mhm.
Now, I don't have a problem if it's to better yourself of landing at a bigger school and all that, and your parents think it's best for you. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm kind of like, you play on the AAU circuits, you getting looked at. I don't think it would change. I think you could be all right at the high school you play at, because most of these players don't get scouted during the regular season of high school. They get scouted on the circuit, AAU, EYBL, all that stuff. And I like seeing the best players in the state play. And right now, we are being robbed of these best players now transferring to other schools, VK.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know, I think we're all getting robbed, but at the same time, I think a couple guests even mentioned it before. We're lacking the resources in some of these
Yeah,
schools. We're lacking in a lot of things, and the competition sometimes as well. And I hate to say it, you know, these last couple of years, we've seen a lot of good players graduated out, and maybe few of the underclassmen are straight. Not too many is like you're seeing like, is it gonna be that girl or that guy? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing too, that they're afraid. And then some of them, and I hate to say it, it's not for all the players. CNAC probably got some Division 1 offers.
yeah.
Uh, and
VK, he's a 5 star. He's a 5 star player. He got
no,
every offer.
I know. I'm just saying, like a player like CNAC, yeah, he's already getting the offers. Is Cy Mary getting offers? Is Des Doom getting the offers like she thinking it is? She might be, but you know, when people want more, and sometimes if another school knowing the competition they play and those scouts come to those games, it kind of increases chances for
Increase
them to get
chances,
big scouts.
but the scouts for basketball mostly going to AAU games. They're not going to mostly high school games.
They probably they are. I agree. It has changed, but still, they still go to the high school games too. Because you know why? When it comes to senior year, it's icing on the cake
I'm
time.
I'm gonna ask you this
It's
question.
closing. It's close
I'm,
the deal time.
I'm gonna ask you this question.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you this question. We saw Kim Mulkey, right?
Yes.
She was scouting Jada Richard, right?
Yes.
Okay. When was that? Do you remember the date?
That was in January.
Bam, they out of school.
But they're still playing in high school regular
Yeah, it's
season.
high school, but it's
But
it's
they're still
it's
playing.
it's Christmas time and New
That's
Year's.
that's true.
That's
But they
it.
still, that's true. But
Everybody out of school,
that,
even LSU, they hold their practice. They ain't got to do this and that.
that
Kim got time to drive right there. But
that's true.
if this was school time and the LSU girls got to go to class and everything, Kim was making that drive. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but I'm saying I didn't see major coaches even go to regular season games too, especially certain players senior year. Remember, it's closing time. If they know it's that player that they want, they're gonna come to maybe one or two games to make sure that the player sees them and they see them and knowing, okay, we know this our girl, but we want them to know that we're here, we're still here for them. That's why they still come. Now a lot of time, like the game has changed. They do come to the summers and everything else, but some do come in the regular season too to try to get that sign, trying to
Hey,
get that commitment, and
you
that's
saw
what it is.
you saw Coach Gazzardo there too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't have school either, right?
That- but still, they're coming during the regular season.
Not
They,
not
it's still
not for
regular season.
basketball.
It's
Football,
still
yes, not
no,
basketball.
no, no. That's still part of the basketball regular season. That's not the summer
EYBL.
service.
How many scouts you think they had over there right now?
Probably a
Uh,
whole lot.
Oh,
But
there
but
you
I'm
go.
but what I'm
Bam.
but
My
what I'm
point.
saying, but
That's
no,
my point.
but what I'm saying is that's still part of the regular season. We're
How
not
is the
talking
EYBL
summer.
league part of the regular season?
No, I didn't say EYBL. I'm talking about what happened in the Sugar Bowl. We talking
Okay.
about.
All right. So
I understand
what
what
I'm
you're saying
yeah,
out of school.
and I'm
I get
saying
it.
they're not in school. Yeah, they
I
showed
know.
up there. We saw them there. We saw them there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, but I'm
yeah.
saying that's
But there was
still
no
part.
school going on.
I know,
I'm
but
saying
that's.
during if there's
Oh
school
yeah,
going on, they not you won't see them there. Let's get GP in here.
GP.
Talk GP.
Well, I'm just waiting for y'all. I'm listening to y'all just going at it. The great debate on the Hash It Out show. It never stops. Now, I'm not going to take sides here. What I think should be the most disconcerting for any prep basketball fan, the numbers of high end talent that have left the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
That is concerning to me. What is and why is it concerning? Well, for one, we're not going to see them on a daily basis playing for their respective outfits. Two, the competitive entity isn't as elite as it was with them. So I think the elite level of competition is going to suffer. Now, why is it happening? I wish I could put a finger on it, but I don't really have a bead. But when one goes, and now what is the number? Like 12, 13, I think, or something crazy? Something like that. It's got to be in the double figures. Because, Jared, you ripped off a bunch of names. And I feel, how do you stop the flow of this? I mean, and I don't want nobody to tell me, well, Louisiana's got to do better. They got a lot of really good basketball teams in the state of Louisiana. We saw that, and they didn't really disgrace themselves in the Sugar Bowl and in the top 28 this year. Those teams showed you. I mean, there weren't a lot of eviscerations or real wipeouts over the week of the top 28. I don't remember a bunch of blowouts. Surely there were some scattered ones, but I think more or less, the competitive aspect of what we're going to have in prep basketball going forward, gentlemen, to me, without those elite players, if you do not recoup another elite player to try to take their place, this ain't gonna be the same prep basketball we've been used to watching the last few years, guys. And that's just my humble opinion on that.
I wanna say this right quick because I think Alson Tyler got a question. Do you think coaches have gotten lazy when it comes to recruiting during the regular season? Are you talking about college coaches? I would assume about college coaches. Um, I wouldn't say lazy. I wouldn't say lazy. It has always been the fact that they mainly show up at these AAU games to watch these players. Um, VK, who was the former Tulane basketball head coach that went to Miami?
Perry Clark.
Perry Clark.
Eric Clark.
Now, I saw Perry Clark on Shaw's campus talking to Tim Bush, but I never saw Perry Clark inside of Shaw gym. Um, VK says that they still show up in the regular season. I think look. I don't disagree with VK. I think they show up, but it's not as much as they would during the AAU game. I would say that not as much. They might show up one time. But
Once
AAU
or maybe twice. That's about it.
maybe it ain't much.
It ain't
But
much. It's not much. And I'm glad you understand where I'm coming from. It's like it's not what it was back in the day.
they're hashing you out, sucker. But go ahead.
Whatever. But it's the fact that it has changed. Like I mentioned last week about Mitchell Robinson. I really thought, okay, does the summer really count? And then when you look at how the game has changed, and then when you look at how successful he became, and I was like, wow, I can't believe how it has changed that the summer means that much. And because I've been, and then it is a fact of looking at highlights, I've been to a couple of those tournaments.
Yeah,
And it's
I was
like,
just that one. Now
wow.
Monday.
I was like, and they have a couple, and I think they have one at the convention center this week. You know what I'm saying? Because one of our
That's right.
guests,
That's right.
Alyssa Hilliard, really showing out.
Hillard.
Yeah, Hillard.
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 Get him, George. Hash him
Hillard.
out. Hash him out, George.
I am, sir. At the behest of the CEO. Hillard.
Luckily, it's a family show. But I would like to give you a salute, but I can't do it since it's a family show. So I'm
So,
gonna leave that alone.
so,
But Hillard, Alyssa Hillard
thank you.
acting a fool for the LA Soul. So regardless of the fact, you know, it's the fact that the game has totally changed. You know, and you know, like I said, you do see college coaches a little bit in the regular season, not a lot of times, just a few, especially for maybe one or two particular players that they're really targeting and probably trying to get them signed or committed. So that's the only time you'll see them. But I think it's like I said, it's a lack of resource. Cy Merritt, I'm really surprised knowing that St. Augustine is returning some decent players, especially with the new coach of Wade Mason, knowing that
Mhm.
they're going in some sort of a right direction. But maybe I don't know if the St. Aug new facility is it going to be totally ready
Mhm.
for the 2025, 2024, 25
Supposedly.
season. Hopefully it
Supposedly.
is ready. But at the same time, you know, I know a lot of players got to kind of sick and tired of playing their home games in St. Mary's.
What they supposed to do? Your gym caught on fire.
Now I understand that. Listen. I completely understand that. I understand. But sometimes that, regardless of the fact, that's not home. That's
Okay,
not
but
home.
you can't
It,
help that. You can't
no,
help that.
That's an
I
extenuating.
know you can. I know you can't help that. I know you can't help that. It's just like the Miami Hurricanes in football that they're not the freaking same because of the fact of the matter is the Orange Bowl got torn down when it was actually unfreaking beatable.
Okay.
So it's a huge
You
difference. That's what
you
I'm
can't.
saying.
Yeah,
You can't, you can't, you can't,
it's
you
a
can't, you
huge
can't change.
difference, but
You know what I'm saying? You can't change.
but
I
but
understand what you're
how
talking
that
about.
sound? Yeah, man. It ain't home. I can't play at home. I keep playing at St. Mary's, man.
No,
Da, da,
no,
da, da.
no,
But wait. But what I'm saying is, how does that sound when you can't help the fact that your gym caught on fire?
but the
Be
thing,
grateful that you got somewhere
I,
to play.
man, deep down they are grateful, but here's the thing: you have to understand this. When you start losing games at an alternative place, knowing a place you were almost unbeatable, remember, St. Aug took over 35 years to lose their first playoff game in the history of the school at home. Remember that was an unbeatable place. Understand the history. I'm not saying that because I'm a St. Aug alumnus. Go back and look. And even Roe Brown told me when they lost to Karen Crow in 2011, that was their first ever playoff loss at home. When
BK,
you come to all,
BK.
listen, no, I'm saying,
I know what you're saying,
I'm,
but what I'm not even talking about.
It's about the
the
pride. That's all
tradition
it
and the
is.
pride about
Yeah,
the I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, be
I get what
grateful.
you're talking about,
St.
though.
Mary's let y'all come to y'all place. Don't I mean, man? Because
But
what if all the schools said no, y'all can't play here?
no, but I'm saying they are thankful, but you know the mystique ain't there,
I
and they're
understand that,
losing
but
games there too. So I'm just saying, like they are appreciative of playing there, but they know one thing. They keep, especially the seniors coming up here, they're counting down to be like, when are we going back to our home gym? When are we
going back
going?
to your home gym when it's fixed and ready to open up. That's when you're going back.
If
Now,
you're, let me ask you
before
this.
let
Let
me
me ask
finish
you
what I
this.
gotta say. Let me finish this
Okay,
part.
okay, okay,
And
okay.
so, but what I wanted to get out is I think we about to go on this downward slope of seeing these players up and go to other states. I think these AAU people get in these parents' heads, they get in these players' heads, and boom, they set on a dream. They're going to chase this dream. I mean, I think we're going to see more of this start to happen. Um, Alana Benoit from Mandeville, number one girls player in the state for 2026. Could it happen? We don't know. I don't want it to happen because Alana Benoit, oh my God, she
She,
is
she,
wonderful on that court. And
she
there's
very much.
others I can name. Kobe Butler at Shaw going to his senior year. Could this happen like this? I don't know, but
We
I don't want to see it happen. I don't.
we know one is not going nowhere, thank God. But we hoping none of the people we mentioned will go.
I
I'm
don't. I'm
hoping not
hoping.
myself. You know, I'm gonna ask you this
Yeah.
and just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I see where you're coming from. You're making some good. If you like, you play for show. What
Mm-hmm.
if it's a similar situation? Something bad happened in your gym, like a gym caught up, or the gym just took a lot of damage, and it's taking a lot of time for you to get back, and you been playing in an alternative gym for a year and a half. You going into your senior year, and you just hoping and praying, is my home gym gonna get ready? Are you gonna feel that type of way going your senior year? Just be honest, because you know that's what them saying all seniors thinking, because they're grateful that they're playing at them other places, but they know what home is like.
Um,
What do you think?
I, I
As you as a
I
player,
would probably want to play at home. I would want to. No problem with that. With saying that. But at the same time, knowing the mindset I have that I've always had, I'm just trying to go out there and be someone. Period, in whatever it is. If it's at my
George?
home, if it's at somewhere else, or whatever. Go
Okay,
ahead, GP.
I
George,
want
same
to.
question.
I want to throw this question out because I'm sitting there listening, and look, this is a very enthralling discussion. And again, once again, it's Alyssa Hillard. Just saying. Um, I'm gonna hash it. I'm gonna drive it, JB. But no, the question. Oh, now here it comes. He
Hey,
don't went
hey,
blank on
hey,
us.
hey! Let him cut his camera off. You talk about that.
It's
Talk,
okay. But
talk to
no, the question. Listen, the question I have. I think we're looking at it from how the competitive aspect may suffer in the state of Louisiana as we head to fall and well, early winter into early spring. We're looking at it from that aspect. Let's look at this, and this is where I'm going to lead into my question. Look at it from the players that have departed the state of Louisiana to quote find greener pastures. What do you think is their mindset into making that such a huge decision that's going to have big impacts on their career and on the schools that they have left? What do you guys think of that aspect of this situation that quite honestly is still developing? There's still more to be exodus out of the state. What do you guys think of that aspect of it?
Let me go first. Let me go first. I think, except for Chris Senac, and because he's a 5 star, I think when it comes to Shakai Desdunes, I think Shakai Desdunes is trying to get offers from Power Four now. She got the Tulane and the Raging Cajuns. I think she's trying to get Power Four and going to DMI Academy. They have the resources that we don't have here. I think that's what she's trying to get to now. As far as a Dejon Leatherman, all I heard was he had a Dillard University offer, and that was it. So now let's get him off somewhere else, and maybe he can get some more offers to some maybe other Division 1 schools besides a Dillard, somewhere else. So that's what I'm thinking. Is just to better themselves to get a better opportunity to play for a better school, in my opinion.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that as well. I think Dejon Leatherman. I think the thing was, I think is for him to probably better his game overall. He's been always he came like a long way. You know what I'm saying? Went from being a little bit off, but becoming assertive. I mean, good on the post, rebounds, playing good defense. But he knows deep down that if college coaches, especially with his size, they want to see a little bit more. So I think with him going to the other school, it might be really good for him to develop more of his game. And then on top of that, a lot more schools will look at him. I think Deshaun Leatherman, I think he should have better offers than a Dillard, but I know he needs to has to have a little more work. And I think if he does, he will have a lot more offers. But at the same time, with a lot of these other players who sometimes is not getting what they're getting right here, not the offers that they. I don't know if size getting too many offers. So that's another thing I've been noticing the last couple of years too. That certain great talented players, they're not getting the offers that you think, and sometimes they gotta maybe have to go to JUCO and play because of transfer portal and all that stuff. Transfer portal is killing everything. So it's just the fact that going to JUCO is going to be really a good thing for them. Get the experience, get the playing time, kill it, and they're definitely going to do D1. So it's a lot of factors into it, and one is Louisiana is not being looked at truly at these big schools. Like if there's multiple offers from the state or a little bit outside the state, like a Troy or something like that, okay, cool, not bad,
Jada
nice
Reese was
options,
an
good
Jada
options.
Reese was an exception.
No, I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a good bit of athletes that get those offers. Like Jada Richard is getting the offers, but I'm
Go ahead, go
okay.
ahead, bro.
Yeah. So like Jada Richard, she knew she was getting offers. Guillory a year ago. That plays for I believe she's at UL or somewhere. Paris
She went
Guillory.
she went to Tech. Now she's
Tech.
back home at they said McNeese.
McNeese, yeah. Paris Guillory. She has some good offers. So and there's and Michaela Williams also as well. I mean, those kind of special athletes in this state getting big time offers and stuff like that. It's not what it was back in the day. Back in the day, people used to get a lot of big offers everywhere. Right now, they're not getting them. They're not getting them at all. Not being hardly looked at. So I get why they're leaving the state. That kind of situation, and sometimes the lack of resources as well. Like Chicago, I wish her the best. I wish her the best. It was a great situation at Curtis, but I definitely get what's going on with her. So I wish her the best going forward more than anything else. So, but hey, it's a trend that's not good in the state because now it started like we're a football state again. You know what I'm saying? But we're a good basketball state and we have good players. It's just the fact that you know these players got to continue to fight, and I think that summer league more than anything else is very very important because if these cats are not being looked at early, especially players that are juniors going into seniors or sophomores going into juniors not being looked at, they're gonna have to do what they can to kill it in the summer to finally get looks. So it's a downtrend right now in the state.
GP, any last words on this topic
I
before we get out
mean,
of here?
BK is just expounding on where I'm going. It feels like a bad day at the stock market when you've got elite players leaving the state of Louisiana. It really is. Um, but how do you replenish that? Look, we're a deep, talented state when it comes to good players, but that's a lot of elite talent leaving. Merritt, Leatherman, uh, Deshaun Leatherman, other guys, and other players. What is it now? 13, 14 players, I think, have left.
You said
Something
13, 14. I heard about 5 or 6.
on 5 or 6.
Mhm.
Okay, I may be wrong. Maybe it's an exaggerant number, and it probably is. But still, those five or six are people that are really, really good, and we're not going to see them at the Alario Center in the Sugar Bowl tournament next year because a lot of those teams are going to be on teams that are going to be in West Wego next January that we look forward to trying to cover for the Hash It Out Show website and for us just to go out there and be together. But the players that are gone, how do you replace them? You know, it's up your game for the people that are still here. Up your game, step up or step aside. It's as simple as that. Is Louisiana still a good basketball state? Absolutely, it is.
Absolutely.
Is it? It is an elite. Is it an elite state? Might have took a little step back on this one. I think it's taken a little bit of a step. So to the players that are still here, don't mope about and don't cry about who left. Up your game, up your game, and give us the brand of basketball that we richly deserve. And we've had over the last couple of years, we've had some great teams over the last couple of years in the top 28 and at the Alario Center and the Sugar Bowl tournament, which is the preeminent tournament for all of Louisiana basketball. You could talk about the Sun Kiss shootout. It's got its own place. It's right around Christmas time. Great. But the Alario, it's a new year. Teams are coming here to play in a tournament. And, quick shout out to Ed Daniels and Timmy Bird for doing such a wonderful job with that tournament and putting it into the relevancy scale of being a great tournament. And look at how many national teams we saw this year, y'all.
Yeah,
Are we,
without a doubt.
are we gonna see? Are we gonna see that next year with the players that are not here? Are we gonna see the teams that those players went to come back here to West Wego next year? That's
We'll
a
still see
distinct
it.
possibility, and that's a different story, Jared. And at the end of the day, BK, I feel like Louisiana, and I've seen you nodding your head, and you're in agreement with me pretty much. Um, I don't think Louisiana is the elite state that it was a few short months ago. I think we can get back there, but it's going to take a little bit of effort from those players that are on those teams that those players have left, and they're going to have to up their game to get Louisiana back into the discussion of extremely relevant.
And right now it's like so wide open across the country,
Hmm.
and it's hard to pick like which state has like great basketball. We knew a long time ago that a long time ago New York was the place to be, or Indiana, Chicago, California. It is so wide open right now
It's
of
spread
good
out.
basketball. It's spread out. You
Spread
you
out.
can't you can't find you can't. I'm not saying you can't find it, but it's so much when you try to find it. It's great to have these tournaments, and it's great to have these summer EBLs and these leagues to discover which area is really, really good, which is popping. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a great thing that is now all spread out. You know what I'm saying? But at the time back in the day when you had that one area, it was amazing stuff. Because I remember one year when my niece was playing for Xavier Prep, and at the time she was playing for one of those shoe programs, the showcases they do in the summer. They had one in the Elaria Center, and it was so amazing that we seen some teams from Indiana and New York. And at the time, I seen a young Epiphany Prince and also Kia Vaughn. And my God, the basketball in those areas was like,
On point.
I'm like, comparing to us, oh, we talented, but those people,
Next
I tell
level.
you, exactly. But
Hmm.
now it's very, very spread out all over the place.
All right, guys. That will do it tonight for the Hash It Out show. Tomorrow night, we need all of you back here tomorrow. Our special guests on Legends Month. You've seen them on First Take when First Take had just got started on ESPN. You've heard them on their own show, and now they have their own podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Two Live Stew joining us tomorrow. Ryan and Doug Stewart joining us for a good 30 minutes. Going to talk about sports for sure, get their take on it. I might try to debate one of them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never
Go
met
ahead,
me.
Skip Bayless.
They ain't never met.
Go ahead,
I ain't.
Skip
Oh,
Bayless.
I ain't Skip. I ain't Skip. I'm JP. They ain't never met me.
Are you sure you ready for this, bro?
You don't want that smoke, VK? You don't want that
dude.
smoke, huh, VK?
You stepping. I give. I love. Listen, I love your confidence. I really do. Don't give me that look, Jared. I'm just trying to tell you this as a brother.
Oh Lord.
Are you truly ready for this, bro? Because I'm telling you, bro. I'm not about to listen. I'm gonna ask them questions. I'm gonna say what I need to say, but in respect of them two brothers right there, who's paved the way for people of color to break in this business. But at the same time, if you're ready, I want you to have that same energy
Up your
tomorrow
game,
night.
right?
I want you that same energy tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a pep talk, my brother. I want the same energy tomorrow night because, like I said, I don't step on too many toes. I don't.
I ain't
I,
stepping on
See,
nobody told
I,
Mr. Interrupter. But let me say this.
I
Let me say this. If
yeah.
I disagree with him, I'm gonna say what I have to say. You see what I'm saying? My heart don't beat purple. I ain't scared.
I'm not scared. What you talking
Oh, oh,
about?
oh, oh,
You talking
oh,
about?
oh, I went
What
there.
you talking about?
Oh
Hold
yeah.
on, hold on,
Oh
hold on.
yeah.
The one thing,
Oh yeah.
the one thing about Purple Knights, we don't run, brother. We
Oh,
don't
y'all run.
run. We
Oh, y'all
don't
run.
run. Oh, we never
Y'all run.
run. We don't
Huh.
run. We
Huh.
don't run.
Huh.
We don't run. What are you
Be
talking about?
running, boy. Be running.
Hey, please, we don't
Shoot,
run.
boy.
Please,
She
y'all
Shaw
don't want to be running.
Shaw ran out the Mount Monday Who Fest tour. Shaw ran y'all out.
Yo, first win. Come
First
on,
women.
man.
Huh.
Y'all got
Huh.
beat by 30. Oh, come on, man. Get out of here with that, man. Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
another summer league game. Y'all won. Here's the big tournament. Who the Hoop Fest champs? Wasn't said
That's who.
all. We
That's
beat
who.
them in the semis.
That's Hoop Fest champions. That's just summertime. You have not won the big one since 1997. So
2000,
1997. I told you I'm not
2000,
counting. No, I'm not
2000.
counting 2000.
You don't want to
There's
count it, but we
no
gonna count it. We won on
no.
the court. We won on the court. 2000.
Okay, you won it on the court,
Now,
but an official LHSA nobody.
okay, what they say? We won on the court.
And
Now,
okay, y'all have not won since 2000. I'm gonna give you that respect. Y'all have
that's
not
right.
won since 2000.
That's right.
And the Purple Knights have won more recently.
That's okay.
Remember that?
Congratulations. Congratulations. One more
Yes,
recently.
sir. But also, big shout out, and we can't forget about this. Rest in peace to Jacoby Jones.
Yes, sir.
Our prayers go out to his family and to his friends and everything else. And I know we're going to mention it to the Two Live Stews because they talked about his life a little bit on their podcast this week.
Yeah.
And Jacoby Jones, a big time local hero here. He started as a Purple Knight, but
Right.
then he left and went to Abramson and totally
got tired of
killed.
losing. That's why he went to Abramson. Got tired of losing.
Uh, well, see, but he wanted that opportunity, and I
Of course he
respect
did.
that. And he did great at Abramson. He went to Lane College, killed it, and wound up getting in the league. And
Yeah.
he had a good 10 years in the league and played a lot and
Yeah.
started and Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl
champ
MVP here in the city.
in the
The
city.
Blackout Bowl. That was the
So,
Blackout Bowl.
so
Beyonce killing the lights bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, she tripped. She tripped the power cord. That's what happened.
Uh-huh.
but
But
all I'm gonna tell you people is, man, get your lives together, please. Because I did not know this till I got out of church that Sunday about that news. And it's sad, sad, sad.
here today, gone tomorrow.
Please
Tomorrow's
take
not
care of yourself
promised.
because I'm telling you, the dude passed away at 40.
40, man.
So I know I gotta continue to push for me, and I know everybody else on the show listening. I'm not no religious. I'm not gonna be too religious, but keep God first. But not just that. Do the best you can. Take care of your business because you don't know the day you're gonna go. So
To
my prayers go out to Jacoby Jones. Rest in
his
peace,
family.
and his family.
Definitely.
Now, to piggyback, Jared, if I can, to piggyback over what BK said. Y'all know the job I do. Y'all know the high risks that are inherent with it. Every day I put that uniform on. I thank my Lord and Savior for giving me the opportunity to protect and serve. But I know, and we all know in the back of our minds, because we're not naive. Those of us that work at the correction center, we know what risks lie ahead. It could be as simple as getting surrounded by numerous violent offenders and they have jailhouse, tools that will effectively hurt or kill us. So we have to be diligent and we have to be smart. But to Jacoby Jones and his family, our thoughts and prayers and condolences go out to you. And I did read a disturbing story, and I don't want to get geopolitical at all. But another nut showed up in Milwaukee yesterday with an AK-47 in a bag with a full magazine and a ski mask. What was his intentions? Nobody knows. But we are living in very perilous times right now. That's the point. We are living in very perilous and uncertain times, and we must. And look, like VK says, I don't want to get geo-religious. I do believe. I know we all believe strongly in our faith and our Lord and Savior. But we got to reach for Him now more than ever, because a lot of turbulence is happening in this world. Here today, gone tomorrow has never been more, I guess, I don't want to say prevalent, but, and I'm really trying to find the right word to associate, has not been more personified as it has been this past weekend. And we have to live our lives because tomorrow is not promised, y'all. We can live for today because tomorrow is not promised. And, speaking as a 54-year-old law enforcement official, I preach that to everyone out there. Whatever you do, please exercise smart, be smart, don't be stupid. And that's from the three of us. I speak on behalf of all three of us. Do not be stupid, because if you get yourself in a situation where you can't get out of, don't come crying. It sucks. But to Jacoby Jones, and I don't know if y'all saw, but potentially the official cause of death, he died in his sleep, I believe, from a cardiac issue. We obviously
Heart
will
attack.
know more, right? But a vibrant young man like that, 40 years old, is a coach and was active, can be taken like that. And I'm not saying, and I'm not discriminating against overweight people and whatever. What I'm saying is that if somebody that vibrant can be took just like that, y'all better look at your own mortality. Simple as that. We are all mortal, but we are all God's children. And that I will preach. We are all God's children. And we must profess to him every day. Be thankful for the day and live it like there's no tomorrow. And that's my closing message for tonight.
See y'all tomorrow night, right here. The two live stews, right here on the Hash It Out Show.
Head coach of the Hornville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Head boys basketball coach at Bonneville High, and you're watching the Hash It Out Show. Go Bruins!
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe,